How do you hike when you're not a cardio person like I am? One of the biggest things I do is I set short goals, especially when I'm climbing a steep grade like I am here. It doesn't look too bad, but it's pretty straight up. Is I set goals. So that tree branch you see kind of just beside my cheekbone, that's on the ground. That's my goal. Get up to there and I can rest for a few seconds. And then I set a next one. This is why I hike alone, because I'm just not the fastest. Especially with my legs, I gotta be steady on my feet. But I'm learning and I'm getting way better. And I also dosed myself with Megawatt before I left. Slogged my way up so far, 4.23 kilometers. Still have a kilometer to go. I think I've slogged the worst of it, minus the last little bit up to the summit. Views are starting to get good. I finally almost out of the tree line. It took forever. But once you start seeing more and more rock like that, you know you're getting more towards the scree, which is actually what I'm looking forward to. I just want to get out and get to the exposure. Unfortunately, the sun seems to have ducked away on me. Definitely chilly up here because I've been sweating. Probably would have been smart for me to take off my sweatshirt earlier so I wouldn't have sweat so bad in it. But I did bring a jacket just in case. So if I'm soaked, I can always just change into my jacket. I'd say it's maybe 15 degrees, 12 to 15 degrees Celsius right now. Seen lots of snow on the way. But I'm going to keep on slogging up. Where'd you eat lunch? Clouds are starting to come in. I may have to call it at the full summit. It's really chilly. I made it to the full summit. It's a tad bit chilly up here. Not freezing. I did bring another jacket. The problem is I'm sweating. I was sweating, so I'm wet. But I made it up. This isn't even really the mountain range. There's a rock to stop me there. A little bit of a height issue. But this is just the falls. In front of me here, or behind me now when I turn around, I have to travel that trail to that little lookout up there. That's the summit. It's a narrow trail along a ridge. I haven't done this since I was about 18 years old. Not as steady on my feet as I used to be, but I feel confident enough to go up there. Obviously, it's not that bad. I'm just being a wuss because, motherfucker, that is a long straight way down. And that's the side that the path is on. The other side's actually more straight down, but it's actually a climbing wall. It's all lined up and everything. Wish me luck. It looks like the weather might hold for me, so fuck it, let's do it. I'm on my way back down now. I didn't do any video up at the top. Check my Instagram stories if you want to see some of it. On my way down, looks like I thought there was a storm coming, but it looks like it's actually going the other way. But I got about an hour and a half to go down. Can't leave home without this shit, man. It's what keeps you going. Think he's up. So I made it into the tree line. Just below it now. It's starting to rain, so I kind of pushed myself to get here as fast as I could to get out of the elements, but it smells so nice out here when it rains. There's one thing I've found. This is a straight downhill sludge now. When I came up, it was obviously hard, but never used trekking poles before. Lifesaver. But I'd have to say, I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. So I'm at that point now. I pretty much slogged it all, And it may be really little, but my car's down there somewhere. I can't remember where, but it's down there. I don't even know, but I can see it, so it only matters to me, really, to be honest with you. I made it to my car. I'm gonna sit down and have my last snack, skip the cranberries, figure out how many macros I have left. These are actually great for hiking. See how many macros I have left, and maybe go to Fatburger and grab a lettuce wrap burger. I think I should have enough macros to cover it. But that's pretty much where I climbed up there. It's a little exposured out, but I climbed all the way up to the top up there, and it is now clouded in. So all in all, I feel really good, actually. That one last slog on the way out, that was like dead straight uphill. I had hardly even getting traction on my feet. But it was pretty brutal. Didn't drink enough water, probably because it's cold. But I most definitely am happy today. No animal encounters, minus a skunk, which I made friends with, so he wouldn't make me stink on the drive home. And other than that, I'm going to eat my snack, drink some water. Then I'm going to make the decision whether I drive through Coleman and make my way up, or I drive down the gravel road. I still got a few hours of sunlight left. Not overly concerned. It was a lot of fun. Can't wait to kind of do it again. One thing I forgot to talk about, I just pulled over before the highway, is tick checks. So it is tick season in Alberta. Generally we don't have a lot of ticks that carry Lyme disease, but we do get it periodically. We'll find a few that do carry Lyme disease. So for the most part, we're okay. But you need to do your due diligence, because outside of Lyme disease, those bitches cause some nasty infections. So the first kind of preliminary tick check I do is I check my pants, and I take my shoes and my socks off and I shake them all out. If you find a tick higher up in your body, it started at your feet. They don't fall from the trees, they come from the ground. I walk through a meadow. That's usually where you're going to pick them up, is in the grass. So basically your approach usually to your summit is, or your approach to your hike for the most part, is usually where you'll find them. Didn't see any. I regularly checked. I didn't actually see any. I've been told by a few friends that have hiked up towards Canmore that there has been some. But I always do a tick check, especially if you bring your furry friends with you. You basically just get them home and comb them. So what I'm going to do when I get home is I will take all my clothes off, places you can't neglect to look. Your groin, it's nice and warm up there, and your armpits, and then your hair. For the most part, I had my toque on, so I will go through my hair with a fine-tooth comb. Usually in the shower, I'll pull a comb through it. If you have really long hair, one of my suggestions is basically detangle your hair in the shower and then use a lice comb. It's not a bad investment to make. You can get it from Amazon or from the drugstore. Do that just so you don't bring them into your house, then give them to your dog and your cat, and so on and so forth. Just some friendly mountain advice.